Hi, my name is Chef Bob, and today we're going to talk about Thanksgiving and brining and turkeys and all sorts of fun things. So let's get started. So the 3 points that we're going to cover today are what exactly is a brine, what does it do, and how can you prepare one. So what is a brine? A brine is really a salt solution that you submerge poultry in. You could use any kind of poultry because it's Thanksgiving. Obviously we'll use turkeys, but you can also use chicken, you can use Cornish game hens, you could use goose, you could do any kind of poultry. The process itself will help any kind of poultry. So keep that in mind throughout the rest of the year. So what is a brine? A brine is going to be a solution of spices and fruits and herbs, and you're going to submerge poultry in it for a period of time anywhere from 24 to 48 hours. And what the brine does is does two things. First, it draws all the impurities out of the bird, and at the same time, it seasons and flavors the bird over time. Okay, so let's talk about ingredients. We have here 3 lemons, 3 oranges, we have 1 large chopped onion, we have 3 cups of kosher salt, 3 tablespoons of coarse pepper, 6 bay leaves, 4 or 5 cloves of fresh garlic, about 12 ounces of dried cranberries, 2 cups of sugar, and 1 bottle of wine. We also have fresh herbs from the garden. These can be any herbs that you happen to like fresh. I happen to pick thyme and flat leaf parsley because they looked really fresh this morning. Okay, so we're going to combine the ingredients now in a larger bowl. We're going to add the pepper, we're going to add the salt, we're going to add the sugar. We're going to quick give that a little stir so they start to come together. We're going to dump in our cranberries, nice and fresh. Dump in our onion. I'm going to go ahead and just cut these oranges and lemons just into giant pieces, quarter them. Don't worry about the seeds. This will give the turkey a really nice citrusy flavor. It'll also help moisten it. You could use any fruit that you like. You could use grapefruit if you like. You could use pomegranate. You could do just about anything that you like. People ask me a lot about commercially available brines, which there are, and a lot of supermarkets have them. I know the local ones that we have them. And the difference between a commercially available brine and the one that we're preparing right now is we know exactly what's in this brine. We know what's in it, we can pronounce everything that's in it, and overall, you know that everything is very fresh, and you can control everything that goes into the brine, which is going to be what goes into the turkey. So we've got that all nice and combined. We still got our bottle of wine left, and we still have our fresh herbs left. We're going to hold those back until the very end, and you'll see what we're going to do with this now. Okay, so what I've done here is I've added all of those ingredients to about 1.5 gallons of water. And we're just going to pour it all in here. The smell is incredible. Give that a nice stir. And we're going to boil that for about 5 minutes. Perfect. So while that brine is boiling for the next 5 minutes or so, it's a perfect time to get your turkey or whatever fowl it is you're using ready for the process. So what we have here is about a 21-pound turkey. What I've done at this point is let it thaw out in the refrigerator for about a couple of days, unless you have a fresh turkey. You never want to let it thaw on the counter or in the sink by itself. You always want to make sure it thaws out slowly in the refrigerator. And what we've done to it so far is we've cleaned it out. I've given it a nice wash. I washed out the inside as well. I took out the neck and the giblets and all of those inner parts. And I've given it a nice little bath, and it's all set for the brining process. So make a note of the color of the turkey at this point. You'll see what happens after a couple of days in the brining process and the different color that it will be when it's done. And you can kind of see exactly how important the brining process is and what it does for your food. Okay, so what we have here now is I have a giant bucket that we're going to put the turkey in to brine over the next 48 hours. You can use any kind of plastic container. I know some of the commercial brands have plastic bags, but I don't necessarily recommend those. I always worry about them. So I find just a nice giant container is the best way to do it. You can use a cooler, anything that'll hold water and be able to maintain temperature over a period of time is going to be great. Up in the Northeast, it's easy. When I used to do this when I lived up in upstate New York, I used to just put it in the garage, and it was 30-some degrees the entire time, so it was great. Down here in the South, you're going to want to make sure you have ice in there, and you're going to want to go out and turn it every little bit. Every 6 to 8 hours, twice a day, you just go out and turn it and get a little bit of movement in there and make sure that the temperature of the water is going to be around 30 to 35 degrees. You don't want it to freeze, but you definitely want to keep it cold. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we have this brine that's all cooled down. We're going to put it in this nice giant vessel. We're going to pour it in here. We're going to give it a nice stir. Happy. Any little parts left, get those in there. And now we're ready for turkey. Okay, so what we're going to do at this point is we have our turkey all ready to go. Completely submerge it in there. Swirl everything around. Make sure that the turkey is almost entirely covered. If it's not entirely covered, you can add a little bit of water. This is fine. You're going to move it around the next couple of days anyway, and just kind of make sure that it's incorporating all of the flavors and spices. Hi. Okay, so it's been 48 hours now. We have pulled the turkey out of the brine. We rinsed it off, got it cleaned up, rinsed all the herbs and all the spices off of the turkey. You can see it is a very pretty, beautiful white. All the impurities have been drawn out of the turkey, and at the same time, all of the seasonings and flavors and herbs have been absorbed by the turkey itself. So it's seasoned inside and out, and it is all ready for the oven. Thanks for joining us. If you follow these tips and techniques, you should end up with a moist, flavorful, and wonderful turkey for your holiday season. As we discussed in the beginning of the video, we're going to be donating this turkey to Doing Good for No Good Reason, a local charity here in Central Florida run by Kendra Davies. This charity feeds hundreds of homeless people, not just through the holiday season, but also throughout the year. Her selfless efforts are always appreciated by everyone, and I'm honored to be able to participate in this Thanksgiving feast that she's coordinating. If you follow us on rocksticksinhell.com, you'll be able to subscribe to all our weekly recipes, as well as pick up tips and techniques for the rest of your holiday season. Thank you once again for joining us. And from myself and my culinary team, have a happy Thanksgiving.